Stardate 1201.7. 124 days have passed since your disappearance. It has been difficult, but we've managed not to reveal the truth of Discovery's fate to Starfleet. Every night, I look to the stars for your signal. And every night, I have to remind myself of the scientific truth that time is relative. 124 days for one is the blink of an eye for another. I believe that you were successful. I choose to believe it.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Deep Space Pride, a gay Star Trek podcast. My name is Mike. I'm one of your co-hosts, and with me is Johnson, my other co-host.
Hi, Mike. How are you today?
I am good. How are you doing?
I'm sad the weekend's over. I'm sad that I don't have tomorrow off and you do.
Yes, I am extremely excited that
I'm
have
very
tomorrow
jelly.
off.
Very jelly.
It is actually the first day off that I've had in probably a month. So I'm extremely happy to have it off.
I don't remember the last day I had off, so. Oh, wait.
Yesterday?
Oh, I mean, not weekend. Not
not weekend. Okay, I see what you're saying. Well, we're here today to talk about Discovery.
Yeah. Well, specifically what we're looking forward to.
What we're looking forward to, yeah. I mean, we had, so if you're just joining us, in our Lower Decks episodes 5 and 6, we talked a lot about the Star Trek Day news. And there was a lot of discussion about Discovery up until that point, which was a month ago.
So long ago.
Long ago. So,
and we're starting to catch up to real time.
We are
slowly getting there.
We are almost there. So this is going to go out, fingers crossed, on Columbus Day or Indigenous Peoples Day.
Good job.
Of October 12th, Monday. And then this coming Friday, we are going to release 2 episodes. One is going to be our Lower Decks 7 and 8 recap, along with our normal segments. And then we are also going to release just a standalone episode.
I'm shaking my head. There's good luck editing. It's so much to edit.
Well, I have tomorrow off, so that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit tomorrow.
All right. That's fine. That's fine.
So also on Friday, we're going to release our thoughts on episode 1 of Discovery.
Season 3 premiere. Very exciting.
This Thursday is the season premiere, which is really exciting. We have waited since the beginning of this pandemic for this series premiere.
Yeah, where is it? When is it happening? Is it ever coming out? What's happening?
So this is for us, about 7 months late. We were hoping that Discovery was going to come out right after Picard, which I think was probably the original plan until the world came to a screeching halt. And we are still in various stages of screeching halt here in the U.S. thanks to the COVID-19 outbreak, which, if you've been affected by that, we send out our best to you. We've certainly seen our own impacts in our own lives. But let's move on to Discovery. So let me tell you a little bit about the breakdown of this episode. Johnson and I have each come up independently with our own top 5 things that we were most looking forward to in Discovery Season 3. I've got a couple bonus ones just in case we have some overlap. Sure. But then we are going to pause our recording and watch the
episode teaser that was released.
That was released this past weekend for New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
So we have stayed spoiler free. We haven't watched it. We haven't even watched the panel or checked any real news on what was shared on the panel. So we've been trying to stay as fresh as possible and clean as possible. And so we're going to watch that. And then we're going to jump back on as part of this episode, and we're going to share our thoughts on it.
Our first reactions.
And then this coming Friday, you will hear our reactions to the whole episode.
Yes.
Which we will watch through CBS All Access on Friday. On Thursday. We'll watch it on Thursday. The episode will be released. Our podcast episode will be released on Friday. So, Johnson, here we go. Top 5 things that we are looking forward to in season 3 of Star Trek Discovery. What is your number 5?
So I'm going to say my number 5, and then what you will say your number 5?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So counting down the number 5 thing that I'm looking forward to is the emotional fallout of traveling 1,000 years into the future and the effect on the crew. So this is more, I want to see the more emotional, personal impact of the decision that everyone made to stick with Michael Burnham and send the ship 1,000 years into the future. And I'm looking for like small character moments. Are there going to be moments of regret? Are there going to be moments of longing to go back and they can't? Like, those are things I really want to see. Because I do think one thing that Star Trek does well, and sometimes I think that Discovery does well, but not all the time, because Discovery is sometimes a little bit focused on the splashiness of things. I think it's definitely much more action-packed, action-driven than a lot of other Star Trek series have been. Is that there are small moments and those deep emotional moments, but I really want to see that here and not just focus. Obviously there's a lot of other stuff that's going to be happening, but I really do want to see the impact that decision has made for each individual of the crew.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So what's your number 5?
So my number 5 is the question: what is the burn?
Okay, so that was my number 1.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, so that's okay.
But my number 1 is like multiple things.
Okay. All right, which is fine. So mine are separated out in a lot of different ways. So I am interested in hearing about what is the burn. I think that what you said about the character moments, I'm going to get to further down my list.
Okay.
But for me, my top 5, my number 5 and my top 5 is the answer to the question, what is the burn? And all that kind of encompasses.
And I feel they're gonna drag out that question for at least 3 episodes. I'll bet money that we will not find out. Like, there'll be you'll hear about the burn. What's the burn? How the burn happened? And it's gonna be like half the season.
Yeah. Quite possibly. It might be the whole season. Who knows?
Yeah.
So we don't really know the theme of this season.
It might be season 3's Red Angel, basically. Who's the Red Angel?
Mm-hmm. What is the burn?
I didn't love the Red Angel, for those people that are curious about my reaction, but I didn't love the Red Angel. Anyway, continue. So why don't you give your number 4? Why don't you give your number 4 and I'll give my number 4.
Okay. So my number 4 is, are we going to get a new Discovery theme with the new logo? Are we going to get new opening credits?
That is not on my list at all.
Well, this is why we're
different people. I understand.
We are. So, Mike, I love the music of Star Trek, and I am always up for a new theme. I think that
they're not going to change the theme song. You think they're going to change the theme music?
I mean, well, they changed the logo. No Star Trek except for Enterprise, which only added Star Trek in front of it, has changed their logo. With the exception of Star Trek. They changed the
logo and they added more acoustic to the theme music of Enterprise, starting with season 3.
Okay, all right.
Because for those people, I've been binging Enterprise, and when I got to season 3, I was like, why is there more acoustic guitar in this song anyway? But they didn't change it.
Right.
I don't think they're going to definitely change the animation, because they've done that for season 2, but they're probably going to
but minor changes. So I'm looking at now that because it was kind of like the blueprints of a lot of different things that had to do with the early years of Star Trek and kind of going back to the basics. And so I'm curious about a new logo, new opening credits. Obviously, I'm talking about a drastically different new opening credits.
I'm dubious, but sure.
I just get excited about that stuff. So, that's my number 4. What is your number 4?
So my number 4 is and this is something that we talked about before. I don't remember which episode it was because it's all blur, but basically our new non-cisgender binary cast members, Blue DeBario and Ian Alexander. So that's number 4 on my list.
That was my number 3.
Okay. All right. So close. Yeah. But that's my number 4.
Yeah, so
I'm not gonna get into it because we've already talked about that at length.
Right, we have. Yeah. So that was my number 3. Was I'm excited to meet Adira and Gray, which are their names. I don't think we meet them until the 3rd and 4th episodes, from what I've read. But I'm excited to see the non-binary and trans characters explored. Yes. And I'm also, as we've said in previous podcasts, that I'm excited that they are being played by non-binary and trans people, actors. So that's exciting. What is your number 3?
So my number 3 is I want to see, and I don't know if they're going to do this, but we'll see. I'm sure there's going to be some. But now that we're 1,000 years in the future and all the series that we've seen other than Enterprise are in the past, I want to see throwbacks to those series. So those will be Easter eggs. Those will be the inclusion of species we haven't seen in a while. We know the Trill is going to be, and I don't know at what point the Trill were discovered by the Federation or joined the Federation. We don't know that information, but are the Trill a new species to our crew? The Lorians, which is Morn species, they make a brief appearance in the first teaser. So they're probably new, so these new species, quote, for the Discovery crew, that is not new for us. But then will there be other throwbacks, to the Dominion, the Borg, like basically things that Discovery is completely new to the Discovery crew, but for us, it's like, yes, that's a good callback or whatever. So
interestingly enough, the Trill have been in Discovery in the book. Standing, it involved Emery Dax. So
that's right, you mentioned this.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and they also at that point in history didn't know about that the Trill were a joined species.
Okay.
So we'll see. So they are part of the Federation. So all right, what was your number 2?
Oh wait, what was your number 3 again? Oh, our new cast members, right?
New cast members, right. Yes.
So my number 2, and this is, I don't know if we're going to get this, but I really want more time. So we're going to get these new cast members, obviously, not only just Blue and Ian, but, we have Book, that new character, and the cat. But I really want more time with the secondary cast members. I want more time with Detmer, with Owosakun. I think I'm saying her name right, with Lieutenant Reese, like these secondary characters that we see floating around. They have one line here and there. I really want more time with them. I don't know if we're going to get it because there's going to be a lot of stuff going on, but I think that they have all been underutilized, and I would love to see more screen time from those characters.
Okay. That was my bonus number 6 because I wanted, just in case we had any extras. So that was my number 6, is seeing the whole bridge crew and, did everyone make it, essentially.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So my number 2 is Stamets and Culber. Like I'm excited to see where their relationship is at this point, and how it grows. Okay. Obviously, obviously this has been a huge excitement for me and every other LGBTQ, I think, fan is having a gay couple, a gay interracial couple in Star Trek. So I'm excited to see what they're up to. Obviously, at the end of season 2, we almost lost Culber. He was going to transfer to the Enterprise. He ended up not. Stamets was injured as they were trying to get the Red Angel suit to the docking bay for Burnham to take out. And so Stamets is in some sort of medical condition. Culber is there by his side, taking care of him. And so I'm excited to see where they're at. Obviously, their relationship was pretty rocky in season 2. Obviously, I mean, Culber died, was brought back from the mycelial.
Sorry.
Yes. See,
I need to rewatch the finale. It's been so long. I
definitely
need to rewatch season 2.
Season 2. I think that's going to be some Wednesday night viewing for me. Is the finale again, and so I'm excited to see where they're at. Obviously, Culber was about to leave the ship and end his relationship with Stamets. Stamets tried to convince him to stay, or say, let's stay together. I'm going to ask for a transfer to a space station or a planet, something different, not be out in space. So I'm excited to see where they are at.
One thing I do not want to see again, I do not need to see Culber's Armani suit or whatever. Like, do you remember in season 2? So you not remember, like, so after Culber was resurrected, essentially, he basically quote unquote resigned from his role, his position. So he didn't wear the Starfleet uniform. He wore like an Armani suit. He was like he was like a GQ photo shoot.
Oh,
do you not remember this?
I don't remember this. No,
it was like an all black suit, black t-shirt, black jacket, blazer, black pants. I was like, this is weird. All right, you know what? You got to rewatch all of season 2 because it really bothered me, and I was like, this is weird.
I don't know if just because it bothered you, I don't know if I'm gonna watch all of season 2 just because it bothered you.
All right, maybe I'll find like a few clips for you.
Okay,
it just like threw it bothered me because it took me out of the time period they're in, because people aren't really wearing suits at that time. So I was like, why is he wearing like literally it's like a Hugo Boss or Armani suit?
Okay.
Anyway.
All right. Well,
so I don't need to see that again.
Clearly you're disturbed by that, but the promotional images would say that he is now in a blue uniform a lot, like doing almost in a blue away mission type
That's
setup.
Fine.
So
that's fine.
I don't think we're gonna see that.
It was basically Discovery's version of O's sunglasses in Picard. You remember O's sunglasses, right? It's like like, hello, Warrior Parker sunglasses. Like, you know, like it was just like so random.
Like, I gotcha. I mean, yes, her glasses do stick out for me much more than this suit that Hugh Culber wore. So that's interesting.
Anyway.
Okay.
All right, so what? Sorry. What were you just gonna say?
No. I was gonna say let's move on to number 1.
Yeah. So what is your number 1?
My number 1 is who's gonna be captain.
Oh, that's not even on my list.
How can that not be? So we've seen enough images through the promotional. Obviously, we haven't watched the beginning of the show yet, but through the promotional, where we've seen Saru in the command chair with a new badge on. We've seen Sonequa Martin Green standing in the center of the bridge, wearing her uniform. So who's going to be captain? That is the question.
I don't really care. Like, it's not on my list because I don't really care who the captain's going to be.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I'm looking forward to this because I think one of the things that is interesting to me is the dynamic between them, and it's grown and it's changed throughout the series. And there's always been the seed there. I mean, obviously through the first season, there was a seed of competition between the two of them.
Yeah.
And so
they resolved that. They like kind of got over it.
Sure, they did. But, so they got over it as Saru was about to die. And then he lived again. He lost his tendrils and ganglia, and he lived. So, this is a new Saru. This is a new, they've, from everything that we've heard, they've been separated for several months, up maybe even 9 months, I want to say. But we don't know. Again, we don't know. But so who's going to captain the Discovery? I mean, and more importantly, how's the Discovery going to get off that planet? Because it looks pretty crashed in the promo, which we talked about.
Right.
So, but that's my number one. Who's going to be captain of this show?
All right.
What is your number one? What are you most looking forward to?
So my number one it's a big umbrella. So I already mentioned that the burn is part of it, but my number one is, what is the burn? What is the deal with the Federation right now? And generally, what is the current state of the galaxy? So it's a lot in there. But, I do think that the burn, like, those are all tied together. And obviously, us traveling 1,000 years in the future, like, what are the power dynamics of the alpha and beta quadrants, which is where most of the Federation is, but then beyond, right? Like, are other nemesis still around? Are the Borg still around? Like, I don't think we're gonna get into that, but the Klan Empire, like, are they still around? What's going on with them? Because those, like, socio-economical, political elements of Star Trek have always been interesting to me, and all those different power plays. So I'm just, I'm very curious about that.
Okay, I mean, that's a worthy question. I don't know that it's, I don't know that we're going to know the answers, but I do. One of the things you did say earlier that I meant to jump in on is, like, what else are we going to see in the future?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are the callbacks? And I think, since I'm in the middle of a Voyager rewatch, obviously there's a lot of little things that could tie into the future.
Right.
So I think my guess, if I were to make a guess, is that we're going to see some Voyager tie-ins here, because the Voyager is obviously the show that had the most interaction with the furthest in the future. And now this is hundreds of years beyond what the 29th century, where certain pieces of technology come from, including the Doctor's mobile emitter and other things. So,
and hey, I'm rewatching Enterprise. Daniels, our friendly time traveler, is from the 31st century. So it's actually close to where this time period is. I do not think they're going to bring in Daniels, unfortunately, for better or for worse. But, like, it's interesting because there are some, like, things that Daniel says that I do not think are going to get translated. Like, for example, there's this one throwaway line in Enterprise when Trip is asking Daniels about Earth and what Earth looks like if Earth is still around in the 31st century. And Daniels is, yeah, but not as you would know it. It's very, like, enigmatic, one throwaway line. Is that ever going to get reflected in what we see? Don't know.
Yeah. So we have some instances where the future was kind of intimated at in various points between the 25th century and the 33rd century. Yeah. So we have, there's going to be some things, I think, that the writers of Star Trek Discovery are going to throw in there to tie us all into the Star Trek universe that we know. So that's exciting. So, well, there's a lot for us to look forward to.
What else was on your list? Was there anything else on your list that we didn't cover?
The only other thing that was on there was, who is Booker? I don't know if it's Book or Booker. Book. Okay, that was it. But yeah, that was.
I just want to cuddle his cat.
I don't know what to do with that image, first of all, and second
of all, just hug it. It's so furry. Oh my god.
I can't believe you're a cat person.
I mean, I can be an animal person. I mean, I don't need to own them, but I'm like, if I saw a cat like that, like, I want to touch it,
Okay.
I want to
all right.
have it, own it. But
okay. All right. I see.
Okay.
Well, there we go. So there's what we are looking most forward to. Now we're going to take a short break while we watch the first couple of minutes that was released at New York Comic-Con for the opening of season 3 of Discovery, and then we'll come back and give you our reactions in just a few minutes.
Cool.
Ready for warp, sir.
Hit it.
All right, so we've just watched the opening scene from Star Trek Discovery Season 3. Johnson, what did you think?
Okay, so the title of the video was exhilarating. Was it exhilarating? I don't know if it's exhilarating. I thought it was busy. I do think that So this is obviously first reaction. Like literally, I finished watching it 30 seconds ago, and I'm just reacting. I do think that sometimes this was particularly my issue, and we've never had a Discovery discussion in depth, but one of the issues I had with the Discovery finale, season 2 finale, is that it was just too busy. Like there's too much happening on screen. And look, the effects, the CGI is amazing, but it's to the point where it's overwhelming and you're kind of just it doesn't really affect you because there's just so much stimulation, and half the battle is just trying to figure out what's happening. So in this particular clip, this opener, I didn't know which ship was Book's. Is he the one that looks like the jellyfish, or the one that kind of looks flat? I like, it told me, like, I still actually am not sure which ship he was in. If he was being chased, it sounds like he's being chased.
I would say he was being chased, yes.
But it took me a second to figure that out. Yeah, and there's just a lot happening, and there's this debris field, and at first I was like, is that the Discovery? Because it had that saucer look.
Oh yeah, it did. You're right. Yeah.
The double pin saucer.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was like. But I was just like, I don't know what's happening. There's a lot of action, which is fine, which is great. I did like the ship that Book is on, the interface, the touch interface was very cool.
Yeah.
That was interesting. It's like this tactile, like response, like dynamic responsive interface that seems that probably can just respond to whatever you want that console to be for whatever use you need it to be, and kind of like responds and reshapes to who's using it, etc. So I do think, one of the things that wasn't on my list, but I am interested about, is the technology of the future and how they're going to differentiate it from 21st century, 22nd century technology that we've already seen. Because we've already seen Discovery's 22nd century technology, which honestly is better than, unless we compare it to Picard, right? It's better than anything that we saw during the TNG, Voyager, DS9 era. So, so it's already kind of whack. But how are they going to differentiate further from, what we've already seen? So I'm interested in that. So there was some technology that was cool.
But also remember the short where the Discovery's in orbit and it recovers this this guy.
That's 1,000 years in the future.
So it's 1,000 years in the future. It has an AI interface now. So at some point the Discovery does get upgraded. We don't know when that occurs in the sense of the timeline, because that's
and it's like kind of a drift, like, the crew has abandoned it for whatever reason.
Right? So that's definitely one of the changes in technology, is that the AI is running the entire ship. But
overall, I thought it's good. It's fine. I want to see more, I guess, for sure. It was just very busy. There was just a lot happening.
Yeah, I agree. I'm interested. I'm curious about the alien ship that was doing the chasing, and on screen it was like a weird face and like I don't know. I don't know what to make of that alien that was chasing Book. So that's interesting. I definitely picked out the double saucer in the debris field. I agree. Like this is the I think that the effects department goes overboard. Unless there's a really clear explanation of why all that debris is in orbit, and maybe it has to do with the burn, who knows. But I think why couldn't we just be flying through some asteroids, which will all look the same, and we could kind of make out more about the ships that are there, rather than all this space junk that's kind of there in the way.
I think it's a combination of how much is going on, but then also the way that the camera pans is very Battlestar Galactica, if you know what I'm talking about. Where
absolutely.
Zoom in, zoom out. It's very cinematic.
Yeah.
But when you add that to so much, because at least in Battlestar Galactica, it was somewhat like
it was
two
less
ships.
busy. It was less busy,
like,
right?
Like one ship chasing another, and you zoom in on the action. Here, there's just like so much happening that when you add the panning effects and the zoom in, zoom out effects on top of everything else that's on screen, it just gets a little bit overboard, I would say.
Yeah, and I would, I agree. I have to go back and watch the part of this scene where she impacts him, or
that happened really quickly. I actually did rewind like quickly to
that just to see what happened. Okay,
I didn't. Bounced off his ship.
She bounced,
because at first I didn't know it was her. I didn't know it was her Red Angel suit. It was like kind of just a red flash, and that's it is the Red Angel suit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So I thought that was like, how did she hit him so hard that it knocks him out of the sky too, or did he get hit by the ship that was following him as well to make him crash? I don't know. So that was and whether we get any glimpse of the Discovery or not, I don't think so.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, a definitely exciting entry point to this season, and we'll have to wait till Thursday to see how that scene plays out and go from there.
Yeah.
But it definitely builds the excitement. Obviously, we know Sonequa Martin Green made it to the future, and she
does not die on impact. We can probably assume,
right? And but she did impact Book, and that's how Book gets into this. And he's stolen something, so he's a bit of a thief. And
that might be sentient or something, because he was like, because the alien was like, it belongs to me, and then Book was like, it belongs to itself or something.
Right. Yep. So
I don't know the exact line.
I don't know. The first guess that comes to my mind is maybe a Trill symbiote.
Maybe.
So yeah, we'll have to see what happens on Thursday, and we'll be back here to share our thoughts with a special thoughts and feelings of episode 1 this coming Friday. So look for that standalone episode just on the first episode, which do we even know the name of the episode?
That Hope Is You.
That Hope Is You. So that's the first episode of season 3. That Hope Is You. So we'll be back here on Friday to talk to you about our thoughts and feelings on That Hope Is You. So thanks for joining us for this preview episode of Discovery Season 3. And we'll talk to you later this week.
Bye, everyone.
Deep Space Pride is a production of Coconut Media Works. Executive producers Bill Smith and Dan Davidson. For more great Star Trek discussion, discover the other shows of the Trek Geeks Podcast Network at trekgeeks.com, or find us in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app.
Coconut.